Why didn't you tell me? If I had known, I would have. Huh, who do you think you are? I don't care about an old man turning 60. How can anyone make good decisions at that age? What a joke. I've only had feelings for you since we got married, but now, I don't feel anything anymore. I'm Nancy, my husband, Max, and I raised 2 kids together. Recently, our youngest turned 18. Raising kids for over 20 years wasn't easy, but having them helped me stay strong. I'm really thankful for their support. Max supported our kids too, and for that, I thought he was a good husband, until one day, everything changed. I came home early from work one afternoon and heard Max and our son, Aaron, talking and laughing inside. Hey, now that I'm 20, I think we can start what we planned. Yeah, I've been thinking the same thing. We're father and son. After all, when should we tell her? I'll bring it up this weekend. I'm so excited. I wonder what she'll do. She'll probably cry and beg me to stop. When will Abby be my new mom? She's ready whenever. Then I'll just divorce her. They were laughing, not realizing I was standing right outside the door, listening. I was shocked. I thought our family was happy, but they were talking about me like I wasn't even there. Planning a divorce and talking about a woman named Abby. Was she Max's mistress? How long had they been planning this? I didn't know how to react. My phone had somehow started recording their conversation. I quietly left the house. Outside, I saw a mother with a small child. It made me feel so sad. Did Aaron hate me too? If it was just Max, I could handle it. But now my own son was part of this plan, and he was so casually talking about Abby, Max's mistress. I couldn't help but wonder how many times they had all met without me knowing. I called my daughter, Melanie, right away, desperate for some comfort. The phone rang twice before she answered. Hi, Melanie, are you okay? What's wrong, Mom? Your voice sounds weird. I'm just at the usual cafe near our house. Okay, I'll be right there. Melanie has always been independent, even as a child. She never asked for money when she went to college, and now that she's working, she takes care of herself. She rushed to meet me at the cafe, just like always. Mom, what's going on? I hesitated, not sure whether to tell her the truth. Could this have something to do with Dad? I thought so. I wasn't ready to explain everything, so I asked her something instead. Is there anything I've done wrong as a mom? Anything you don't like? Why are you asking that, Mom? I just thought, now that Aaron's an adult and I can focus on myself, maybe I should look at my own life. Melanie stared at me, confused. Mom, there's nothing wrong. I'm really grateful for you. You and Dad worked hard, but it was mostly you, Mom, who did everything for me and Aaron. Really? What about your dad? He worked too. Well, he worked, but that's just what he was supposed to do. You did everything else. Melanie was right. Max had never really helped with family life, other than going to work. She had pointed out how little he had participated in raising us. What's going on with you and Dad? Tell me everything. I'm not a kid anymore, and maybe I can help. Melanie wanted to know what was going on with Max and Aaron. I'm in shock, I said. Yeah, me too. Well, what are you going to do about it? I guess I'll have to get a divorce. Yeah, I think that's the best option. Let me hear the recording. I didn't want to, but Melanie insisted, so I played the recording for her. I can't forgive them for this. Mom, we need more proof. A recording alone isn't enough. I'll ask a friend to help us. For now, stay at my place tonight, okay? The next day, Melanie had the day off, so she went out in the morning. I went to work, but later that day, she called me. Mom, let's meet up after work and go to the detective agency. Okay, thank you, and don't worry, I found a lawyer. Got it, thanks again. Melanie quickly made sure everything was set up for the divorce. After work, I met her at the detective agency. Okay, you'll have 3 days to get the evidence, the detective said. Got it. From what I hear in this recording, your husband has no idea how serious this is, but are you ready for whatever happens next? Yes, divorce is the only choice. I just want it to go as smoothly as possible. Understood, I'll do my job. The detective said it would take 4 days to gather everything, but I was called back in 2 days. 1 day of spying was enough to get everything we need, he said with a sly smile. Okay, thank you. I looked at the evidence the detective gathered. Max wasn't even trying to hide his affair. There were pictures of him walking around with his mistress, holding hands. Some of the photos were shocking, but they showed the truth. I took the evidence to the lawyer I had an appointment with. The female lawyer told me she had been through a similar experience. Her husband had also betrayed her, just like Max had betrayed me. She laughed in disbelief when she saw the evidence, saying it was just as bad as it seemed. She assured me that I would not only get alimony but also a severe punishment for Max. It was a busy and overwhelming week. During this time, I got a large alimony payment and finalized the divorce. Melanie and I went to my in-laws' house to show them the truth. I'd be lying if I said I didn't feel sad. My in-laws had always been kind to me, but they needed to see all the evidence. My father-in-law, Albert, was really angry, and my mother-in-law, Sarah, was completely shocked. Well, of course, this is how it would be. Nancy, I never thought our foolish son would do something like this at his age. I'm so sorry. I can't believe he's my son. Disgusting. Thank you for your time today. With this evidence, I've decided to divorce him. I just wanted to let you know. I agree. No wonder you're divorcing him. Grandpa, it's not just him. Aaron is just as bad. Melanie played the recording of Max and Aaron to my in-laws, and they were both stunned. After Aaron said he wanted to go to graduate school, I'm not going to support someone who disrespects others like this, Albert said. Sarah nodded in agreement. Nancy, if you divorce him, come visit us whenever you can. You're like a daughter to us now. Don't worry, Max will never step foot in this house again. Thank you. You and Albert are like real family to me. I couldn't hold back my tears. My in-laws had always been so kind to me, and I loved them deeply. Knowing they would disown their own son to support me made me feel better, even though I knew this meant I wouldn't see them as often once I divorced Max. The next day, I confronted Max and Aaron. I went home with Melanie and my lawyer. Max hadn't contacted me even once in the 4 days I was gone, which told me everything I needed to know about how he felt. Who's here? Max asked when we arrived. This is Nancy's lawyer. Her name is Natalie. Her lawyer? You're here for the divorce, huh? Yeah, I want a divorce, but I'll take whatever comes from it. Aaron was acting cocky, as usual. This is perfect. You'll get your quick divorce. Alimony, right? You can pay for that, can't you, Dad? Max yelled as if Aaron's comment pushed him over the edge. Yeah, I suppose so. At least it saves me from explaining everything to her. Right, too bad Abby isn't here though. Wait, how do you know about Abby? I know, I even went to the detective agency. It seems you two were seeing each other every day. That makes sense if she's just one of your business partners. You've been together all this time, both in business and personally. Oh, I see, so you know about Abby. Well, since you know everything, it's simple. I don't want a mother like you. You're just a plain, old woman. I want a young, beautiful mother like Abby. Are you serious? Do you really not understand who helped you get here? Huh? It was Dad, obviously. Mom did all the hard work, running the house and doing everything else. Melanie, how can you talk about your father like that? Max shouted. Huh? I don't even see you as my parents anymore. Besides, Aaron called Mom that person too. Why is it okay for him but not for me? I've always hated how you always disagreed with everything. And how can I respect you as a parent when you're chasing after a woman 20 years younger than you? If you were single, I wouldn't care, but you have a family. That's creepy. Max couldn't say anything back to Melanie since she was right. Dad, enough. Let's get him out of here and invite Abby over, Melanie said. Right, let's sign the divorce papers. I took out the divorce papers I had prepared and handed them to Max. He seemed surprised, but Aaron pushed him to sign them. We're asking for $140,000 in alimony and property division. The joint property is worth $50,000, and the alimony is $40,000. Based on your income, this is reasonable. Just pay it, Dad. Abby will take care of it. Okay. Max transferred the $140,000, and I filed the divorce papers with the government office. We didn't need to use the evidence from the detective agency in the end. I was just glad we were able to get the divorce on our own terms. Hey, Mom, can you give me the data? Okay, but what are you planning to do with it? Don't worry, I won't use it for anything bad. I decided to let Melanie use the data, even though I had no idea what she was up to. A week later, I started receiving furious phone calls from Max. After work, I answered one of his calls, and he sounded livid. What does this mean? What are you talking about? You knew everything, didn't you? About what? About Abby. Oh, yes, but which part are you referring to? The part where you and your son, Aaron, are both dating Abby? Or the part where Abby, the supposed CEO's daughter, is a lie? Max fell silent. It's really weird and disgusting that a father and son are both dating the same woman. Shut up, I got fired from my father's company. Well, of course, it's all your fault, and I can't even get in touch with Abby now. She got fired too, you know. Well, of course, she was involved with a married man while working, and she even embezzled money from the company. Why didn't you tell me? If I'd known, I would've. Who do you think you are? You're just some old man about to turn 60, and you can't even make a decent decision. What a shame. I don't feel anything for you anymore. I haven't since we got married. I ended the call and blocked Max's contact, but Aaron kept calling me nonstop that day too. Hi, Mom, Grandpa won't help me with my tuition fees. You deserve it. Ask your father. He gave all his money to Abby, now I can't even reach her. I couldn't help but laugh. Well, she's upset about the money she embezzled. She only sees her father as a money tree. You probably gave all the money you made from your part-time job to her too, right? You're such a jerk, Aaron, laughing while your own kid is in trouble. Yes, I'm a jerk, and I take half the blame for how you turned out, but I did you a favor by divorcing your father. Now pay for your tuition. If you're an adult, that's your responsibility. Yeah, it's my responsibility, but I'm your mother, and I'm not giving you any money. I hung up, but I didn't block Aaron's contact. I hoped that one day, after he reflected on everything, we might talk again. Later, I found out that Aaron had gotten a job and seemed to have left his father. My parents-in-law informed me that Max was missing. He had often gone to their house to ask for money, but now he had disappeared. I'm almost 60, and I want to live a healthy life from now on. Plus, my grandchild is on the way. My second life is just beginning. 20 years younger? Wow, the husband must be the real challenger. I can't believe he and his son were both seeing the same woman at the same time. They've both been caught by a gold digger. I hope he truly reflects on his actions, and the money they took from him was supposed to be for his tuition. Thanks for watching until the end. Don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video.